Welcome, 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 everyone, to another adventure into reality. Today is going to be a live call in show. So, for all of you people who are here in the Zoom room, if you click raise your hand, you might be selected by the wheel of callers. Now, the way that works, you must be in the Zoom room. So if you are listening on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, or anywhere else that is not the Zoom room and want to be a chance to be selected to talk live with us, you must be in the Zoom room. It is very easy to join. You go to the Zoom website, you put in the meeting passcode, the meeting ID and the passcode, and bam, you're ready to go. So, Roberto, we have a tremendous amount of people already wanting to raise their hand, exciting people. Let's see what the Wheel of Universal Callers wants to talk to us about today.
Hey, good evening, everyone. And Jamila, you've been selected to unmute.
Amila, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I can't believe it. Hi.
Hi, where are you calling from?
Zurich at the moment.
Welcome to the show. What did you want to talk about today? Hello? Is she there, Robert?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. What did you want to talk about? What did you want to talk about today?
Okay, I'm starting a great project and everything, and I'm actually moving very good forwards, and I have a big development, I think, a big step. Still, I had a lunch with my mom and some friends, and I realized, damn it, I'm not over that yet. Even now I could start crying. I'm not over feeling like a small child. I don't want to tell her about my project, because as soon as I just think about it, I lose hope and interest, and everything falls apart into me again. And that's actually, that's the brand newest thing. So
okay,
what can I do to stop this?
What's the project?
I want to build a healing place in Crete where people can come to live together with me. I want to buy a big piece of land where we build a small village. And also we have some healing stuff like with a Tesla Spule and so sacred geometry and healers and so on, and like a really nice package. But just,
Do you have money to do this?
Mm-hmm.
How did you manage to get the money?
Well, it's my dad left it for me.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay, and you don't want to tell your mom that you're going to do this project?
Yeah, because I don't want her energy in there right now. I'm just like getting afraid with everything I started. Like I always think about this thing when I was small. I wanted to do a new sport, and she tried to mean it good.
My first piece of advice, if you don't want your mom involved with it, don't involve her with it. Why are you even perceiving and allowing her energy and to defeat you as you're trying to go and build up your energy? Negative people are going to be negative people. At the end of the end of your life, you still want to say that you loved your mother, but didn't allow her energy to affect you.
Yes,
but you want to know how to stop.
Let me finish. Yes,
yes, you can. Sorry. People have second lives from their parents all the time. You're just too chicken shit to lead a separate life than what you tell your mother. You've been pre-programmed to give her the full story all the time, like mom's central intelligence agency always wondering what you're doing. And she's got agents following you everywhere. No, she doesn't.
I need to share my life with her. No, she's always giving me bad conscience, and now she's alone. I think she's not going over the death properly, and I just feel so sorry, and I want...
So now you feel guilty. You feel guilty for her failures in her own life, and you're feeling guilty for her failures and not giving your project its due diligence. My piece of advice for you is, if you have the funding in place, get that place going. Get out of Switzerland, get into Crete, start learning some of the language if you need to, get the healers there, do trial runs, and a couple months into it, then tell your mom. So she can't shit all over your freshly washed car. It's like a car comes out of the car wash and a bird shits on the hood.
That seems way too easy. Yes, thank you.
No, it's that easy. Hey, you could just keep it a secret until you've rolled in the joy of creating this so much that a little bird turns not from her is not going to hurt.
Okay, but how do I stop in the long run this fear of my mama that I always feel, fear of my mom that I feel like a child?
Well, that's something you've got to take to the healers who are going to be at your healing retreat.
Okay, you're very well invited as well.
That's a deep core wound. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
It's great that you're starting a healing facility. Now you can go heal yourself.
Yes, I'm on it. I thought I'm over it already, but I realized today, damn, I'm like a small child again.
Yes, there's all these little subject matters we don't realize where we beg for mommy's approval.
Yes, I'm trying to get a private session with you soon. I'm on it.
Okay.
I'm already writing with your team, so I hope we can work on that and some other stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much.
So you just got to literally just exclude her from. You can talk about other things with her, just don't tell her what you're doing. Okay.
Okay.
That's like equivalent of parking your freshly washed car in the garage so no one can shit on it.
Yes, true.
Okay.
Okay.
How many times have you just washed your car and a bird does something to it, or dirt gets all over it?
Many times.
Okay, that's all that she's doing. Okay, cat paws. Oh, I used to have a neighbor cat or my cat, freshly washed car, got to put paw parts right all over it.
Okay, now I just have to stop my urge of telling everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's a part of you who sees her like a CIA interrogator.
Yes.
Okay. Let me tell you something. My mother, growing up, because my two older brothers were challenging to my parents, I would leave. I would get a wonderful mother hug pat down. So at a hug, at the same time, I'm being patted down for things in my pockets or in my bag. In a mid-hug, she could unzip my backpack and search the whole thing with one hand. Yes, searching for contraband.
Okay.
I'm 6. I'm bringing a comic book to school with me, Mom. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
No, right?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, because I have my major thing is every time I do a step forwards or I want to go somewhere, like I'm always getting too late when I have an important meeting. When I go to a healer, of course, Jamila is coming too late because I don't know. I feel like there's something that puts these stones in the way.
So I'm going to give you an answer, and you have to really process what I'm saying. You are on the no plan light worker time. So it doesn't matter what time your appointment is, plus or minus 24 hours from the phase of the moon to the smell coming out of your fart from last month. There is no way to predict if you're going to be on time because you're never an on-time person. And if you accept that and you don't beat yourself up about it, you can learn how to be fashionably late.
Yes.
That's excusable instead of an hour and 27 minutes later, oh, I forgot. Or, 19 things came in my way to get here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So get off the no plan. Start learning how to be a schedule wizard.
Okay.
Creating and manifesting your reality through calendar.
Yes. Okay.
That's how you deal with perpetual tardiness.
Okay.
What makes you late? What is the big thing that makes you late to show up to something?
Yeah, it's really mysterious. I want to leave my apartment. I am on time. I turn around 3 times, 15 minutes are gone, and I come too late or longer. I feel like there's this invisible force, and it's not only with being too late on time. I do something good for me, or I don't know, whatever. Well, I'm losing words for that. It's I stop smoking and I find weed again or whatever. I come over in a way, but I have this feeling there's this force that is not willing me to continue properly. And I did the one revocation against troll energies. This one I do often. I think I have to do more revocations.
Well, you need to pick up a daily practice where you're doing it on a regular basis.
20 minutes
Okay,
since 2
that's
months
not
now.
that's sports. That's not a spiritual practice, though.
Okay, yeah.
Spiritual practice is meditation, sun gazing, contract revocation, prayer, those things that are spiritual techniques that you give yourself a regular basis to do so you can create a form of spiritual hygiene. And in
Yeah, and as
spiritual
soon as I
hygiene, you got to
as soon
stick
as I
with
get
it.
there to do it for a little while, then some shit comes all over and everything
No,
fucks it up again.
somebody else's emergency is more important than your practice.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You have to be able to rate others and yours emergencies versus the dedication to do the practice.
Yes, but
Okay?
then I'm an egoist.
No,
they
you're
always say.
easily distracted. There's a different thing.
Uh-huh.
You are from
Okay.
shiny subject to shiny subject to shiny subject. You could be in mid-conversation and a shiny, flashy unicorn light can go by and you're out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Stop following the unicorns.
It's what my shaman friend Annika, she's online right now. She always tells me I should stop running after every ball they throw like a little dog.
Exactly.
I can watch
Exactly.
them, but not run.
Okay. That or just go enter a frisbee contest.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Better
Thank
for you. Better for you. A boomerang contest, so it keeps coming back at you. Okay.
Thank you very, very much for your time. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. I'm so
Thanks
happy
a
I
lot
was able to talk to you.
Yeah.
And one last question. You
Sure.
posted in your last another revocation. It was getting on the journey. And I did a screenshot and I would love to share it on Instagram. Is that okay? I wrote you on Instagram, but you
Sure.
get so many mails, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not big on it. Yes, it's okay. Just put my name as part of a recognition. Yeah. That's fine.
Thank you. I didn't know if that's only for the subscribers and it's not time for everybody
No.
to read everything.
That's for public use.
Okay. Thank you very, very much. I wish you a lovely afternoon still. And I'm so happy I talked with you.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot for calling in.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, Roberts. Let's give a super long spin on that wheel of callers and see who is next. Tick, 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 tick.
All righty, Nathan. Signal to unmute. Nathan.
Nathan.
Hello.
Hi, Nathan. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Wales in the UK.
Wales in the UK. It's been some time since we talked, hasn't it?
I don't know. We've never spoken before.
Your voice is very familiar. All right, what do you want to talk about?
I've had a lot of times with dreams with you, so I don't know if that corresponds to anything.
It very much could be through the recognition.
Well, I was going to talk today about, I keep having this issue that I know now I don't want to run away from it, but I've been diagnosed with a borderline personality.
Huh?
And every time I try to get on top of it, I always seem to slip up and then sabotage myself and become very self-destructive. And I just wonder, is this me and not at times just losing track, or is this something external? And that's where I keep getting stuck.
So when were you diagnosed?
I was 18 and I'm 29 now.
Okay, and when you were diagnosed, did they immediately put you on a med?
They did put me on some medication.
And how did that affect you?
I slept my life at that time. So I took it from the ages of 17 to I was 21, and I would just sleep for 18 hours a day.
Okay, so that's very important, because when you have borderline personality disorder, multiple personality disorder, they can all be the same thing that just hasn't finished a manifestation yet. Do you believe you have another personality?
Yes.
Do you know its name?
Well, the things that I always call myself, there's always me and then the I. And
Okay.
the me is a very different to the I. The I is the confident, the one that does my contract revocations, meditate, get
That's
really on
that's
top.
your present person, your authentic present personality.
Yes. And
And
then
the
me
me,
ends up going on tantrums and totally forget things and suddenly become very dissociated and then totally lose sense of reality.
when you were young, were you abused?
Yes.
Okay. We don't need to know how dark it was. It fractured you. That's enough to be said. So
Yeah.
first thing first, you have to know something about the other self.
Okay.
And you got to do it in such a way that it doesn't fuck your head up into thinking there's more there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
First thing first is you got to forgive yourself of anything that you may have perceived that was negative.
Okay.
And then the second process is a prayer of release of the trauma you experienced during the shattering of you.
Okay. Yeah.
It would be highly recommended that you seek somebody who's a professional hypnotherapist, psychotherapist with hypnotherapy background.
Okay. Yeah.
You've been off the meds now for what, 6 years?
Yes. Yes.
And how have you been able to maintain it?
With a deep meditation practice, I know what I do. I've been listening to you for years, but I find by having a 2-hour meditative practice where I can just be very mindful and present in the body and in my mind, just acknowledging who I am,
Right.
gets me balanced. Yeah.
Okay. Does the I listen to me? Or does the me listen to me?
The I listens to me, but if me is very out of my body in that really destructed, dissociated part,
Okay.
then I just
So does your me listen to me?
yes,
And does your I listen to this me?
I want to say yes.
They both do.
Yeah.
That's why I got chose. Okay. When the me takes over and the I is sitting there with its thumb up its ass, what does the me do? What's the me's motivation? Ask me, what's your purpose?
Oh, to disrupt me.
Disrupt you from what?
Oh, feeling worthy.
And if you were to feel worthy, what would it be? Why would that be there?
Because of that.
So
Okay.
go me,
because of that
then
pain.
right, because that pain, and then go me. Are you worthy of being an I?
Yes. Yes.
And I, are you worthy of being a me?
Yes.
Okay. Now you have to look who owns more stock in the I's or me's. If we were to break up percentage owned.
The first thing came to my head, the I 60 and the me 40.
Okay. So how did the I get 60% of you? Did it pull an Elon Musk and just buy a board seat in Twitter, in your internal Twitter? Now you want to know, because you were asking, is it external? Then you get a chance to ask here. Did somebody squat in your board meeting and take over the me? I'm sorry, the I. This form of abstract thinking is what you need to unravel the puzzle of you.
Okay. Yeah.
And having some jokey stuff about it makes it both sides let down a little bit, because both sides are worried the secrets are going to come out.
Yeah. Yes.
And then we go, whose secrets? Is there another you that's holding secrets from everyone else? Okay. And what's it going to take for the I and the me to unionize like Starbucks or Amazon? Are you the Jeff Bezos and won't let your internal selves unionize?
No, I believe I can do it.
Okay. So what is it going to take to convince the me to become a union leader?
To recognize both sides and be I suppose not so focused on the I, because the I doesn't feel destructive, where the me
Right.
does. And I probably run away if I speak the truth. The me, I'm running away from the me because it's too painful.
Mm-hmm. And at some point, can the me take instructions from the I as guidelines for no self-destruction?
Sorry, can you say that again?
So can the I tell the me we have some guidelines so we don't become super self-destructive?
Yes.
Okay? Like no drinking on the job.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
Or no self-harm.
Yes.
So the I, in an attempt to unionize the self, is offering a deal to the me's, and the me's now have to take it to vote.
Yeah. Okay.
And you see the many me's accepting this?
Yes.
Okay. Clap, round of applause, everyone. You've won the first round of self-collective negotiation.
Would it be helpful if I wrote my own contract revocation of bringing these?
Absolutely, absolutely. As long as you are not combative in it.
Okay.
You want to wait. You want to write it like almost like Amazon versus the union. You don't want to piss them off so that they go crazy on the other side and take one side does the other. You both want them to take the rhetoric down.
Yeah.
And come up with an agreement that works for both.
Yes. Yes. Okay. No, thank you. Thank you. I've got a clearer picture now. No, this is good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, what do the me's want to say to the I?
I almost feel it's a bit sarky going, let's just get on with it.
Get on with what?
Get on with
You're the one that's been stopping me from getting on, right? You see how easy it is to break down the logic here?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. This is why writing down the perceptions of I, me, my, okay,
Yeah.
will help you break down the different perceptions of how you were fractured and then how you had to grow through the fracture to become a human being today.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And when all sides are heard, what's left? Just the secrets.
Just the secrets. Yeah.
Okay. Does the I have a secret that it wants to tell the me's as part of an offer for continued negotiation? Quid pro quo, secret for secret.
Secret. Yeah.
No fiat dollars here.
Yeah. It almost has a sense of protection around it.
Yes, because it's a secret. And it's weighing the secret. Is it a $5 secret? Is it a $100 secret? Wait, no, secret value for secret value. And it's pondering right now.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, what's the secret that the eyes want to share with the me's?
I think it is keep coming back to the feeling of self-worth.
Yes. I feel worthy. You don't let me. That's my secret.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Because me's, oh, you don't feel worthy. You can't be worthy. You're never worthy. Here's my secret. I am worthy.
Yes. I am.
Okay, now see the me's process that the I is worthy as a secret. Now it must tell a secret equivalent to that back to the I.
Okay. Like I want to, like it feels when I was just closing my eyes and visualizing that. The I wants to go, I'm empowered to meet it into the middle.
But this is the me giving a secret to the I.
Ah,
That's the I taking over and controlling.
okay. Okay. Love. Oh, love.
Okay? And the I haven't really experienced love because of the growth stage that I had when I was young. Again, we don't need to talk about the thises and the that's. You know what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there any secrets both sides want to share so that the tools of war becomes weapons of peace?
I think. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm happy. Yeah. There was an event after. It was a couple of years after that very difficult time. I was 16, and I hope this is not too much.
Okay.
But I was on top of a cliff, and I went off, and landed on the beach, and I've always struggled to understand how I survived that 60-foot cliff with virtually no issues. All I've got is an L3 and L4 crushed vertebrae.
How old were you?
16.
So this was before your diagnosis.
Yes. I think this was part of
And having a damaged L3 and 4, that's serious.
Oh, okay.
That's a serious injury.
Yeah.
Okay. No matter who you are, having a crushed L3 and L4, it's a serious injury.
Okay.
Why didn't you die? Because the I and the me have a lot more stuff to do. And when the I and the me agree and both have board members on the consciousness and are able to guide the future, there's a tremendous thriving stage for you, and all the I's and the me's get their expression.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you have a job?
I do.
What do you do?
Well, I've taken some time off this past 6 weeks, but I am typically a full-time psychic, Reiki healer, and I find it's really helpful to keep that strong practice and be in this world to keep everything balanced, but also very mindful that if I'm at any moment not right, I just don't go near people, because I know that can be very unhelpful. So I've kind of created a balance.
You created a shell.
Yes.
Okay, now that shell isn't allowing you to grow both the I's and the me's. So can the I's and the me's agree to deconstruct the shell and construct a new one that isn't so limiting?
Yes.
A new framework where everyone gets their expression.
Yeah.
Within the limits.
Yes.
Okay. What is it going to take for the I's and the me's to write an actual deconstruction contract and a construction contract? So no one side is robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is something you can write for yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No, 100%. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. No, I feel like I'm going to have fun with this. Yeah.
Now, the next thing, how long have you been doing Reiki for?
I was 24. So 4 or 5 years.
Okay. And what level of certified are you up to?
I've got to a level 2 so far.
Yeah, go and get that level 3. It makes a huge difference in what you can do.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that feels good.
Okay. So is there anything in your body that isn't an I or a me? And have the I's and the me's look.
I think maybe now you're saying that, because it did kind of feel at the beginning, but I didn't understand it until now. Maybe there is something else as that other personality, but I've never actually recognized it until this moment.
Okay. Does that other thing have a toothbrush in your communal bathroom? Does it got clothes in the drawer?
Yes.
Okay. It's not necessarily a booty call. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's got some supplies there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Does it have any pictures? Does it have any memories?
Yeah.
Is there a poster of Janet Jackson on the wall?
Yeah, it does. It does have memories.
Okay. What are some of those memories?
And I think it's coming out very strong with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
I called her my master teacher. I love her dearly. She taught me everything how not to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I go through that forgiveness practice almost daily with a lot of that.
Okay. So what I would like for you to do as part of your ongoing daily practice is anything that isn't identified as an I or a me, that you flood it with love and forgiveness until such a time it reveals its secrets so it can become an I or a me.
Okay. Yeah.
And then there's going to come a point where both I and me have to be contractually bound by the shaman that is you, instead of shattered and separate, two separate corporations trying to come together with a memorandum of understanding instead of a solid contract.
Okay.
Think of it like two street gangs who just agreed to not beef with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta eventually, now it's not something you do to me. That's going to be one of those things as you break down the contract side of what the me's want and then what the I's want, and then you get the balance between them. Then the I's and the me's got to create an internal police force, an internal, Nathan FBI.
Okay. Yeah.
That's going to search for the secrets that an I and a me doesn't have.
Yes.
And then all you want to do is shine the light of love and forgiveness on anything that's a secreted secret.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. This is akin to psychic surgery. And in Reiki level 3, you'll learn that also.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That would be good. Yeah. Because I have been feeling that. I think that's probably my next stage, is to learning to do that. And quite often in some of my meditations, my DNA keeps coming up. And I can see these, it's a sense of feeling like these strands aren't quite right, but I don't quite understand. I feel like some of them I've got to delete, but I'm not is that a thing, or is that over thinking?
No, what that is old me's and old I's who could not muster being a present I or me. They just
Okay.
were an older workforce that had to be replaced because they were an anachronism within you. They couldn't modernize to the world.
Ah, right. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then a whole new ground of internal millennials took over your me's and I's.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to listen back to this.
Yeah, yeah. This is a healer's code for you. Because if you really break down the I and the me and what they're trying to say internally and just tap into what the I wants and the me wants, and the you, who is both an I and the me at the same time, has to be the, what is it? The when two, a union and a corporation, a mediator.
Right. Okay.
You're the mediator. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
And you can come up with binding agreements as a mediator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And this can be done in this form of spiritual contract revocation, as both sides use discovery. I'm using a law term here, giving up some of their documents, which are your secrets.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. No, thank you.
Okay.
That actually feels, for the first time, hope that this can be conquered. Where I think that's where I get stuck sometimes.
Let's replace conquered with properly contracted.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Better. Yeah.
No, it's don't say sorry, because you don't want to see yourself in this negative form. You're changing to this positive form, and the positive form is going to do the due diligence. You already know what the existing contract revocations do, and you know when you go to write your own, they will have a powerful effect on you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh.
So hold on 1 second. I want to ask you another question. So we
Okay.
asked if the I's and the me's could internally search. Is there anything else inside your physical body that is not an I or a me?
There's a you.
Okay. Ask the you to come forward and say, you, what is your purpose within the I's and the me's?
Oh. It's got like anger connected to it. Anger,
Uh-huh.
rage.
Uh-huh. Keep going.
Anger, rage, hate.
Is it what controls the cooked books that is you energetically?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
It's what's hiding all the excess energy. It's the
Yeah.
mafia don skimming off everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is your inner Moriarty.
Okay.
Okay. Sherlock Holmes had his opposite. The I's and the me's have a Moriarty, a criminal mastermind using internal white collar crime to steal your energy.
Yeah. Okay.
So the I's and the me's have to create an FBI force and put RICO charges, criminal mafia RICO charges, and seize the bank accounts.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So would that quickly be best with me creating the fire and actually just talking?
Yes, absolutely. And be a powerful thespian.
Okay. Oh, I can do that easily.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Okay. And it would probably be a good idea for you to record it, but not obsess about the recording. Because in the recording, just like a cop going over the testimony, you will discover mistakes in the story.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to have to crack your inner Moriarty and get at what motivates it to manipulate. And then getting it to turn state's evidence on the rest of its internal faction that is not an I, and is not a me, and is maybe a you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I want you as the mediator to deputize 5 me's and 5 I's to be your founding FBI.
Okay.
Give them badges and authority and search warrants.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. No, yeah. That okay. I feel like at the end of this process, I could turn it into a good humor kind of sketch.
You could, and a powerful healing teaching for anybody else who has something similar to you.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay?
Yes. No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay? Run with it.
Yes.
This is for you.
Yeah.
This is why you called. Run with it. Okay? And do whatever you need to do with it. Make it a stand-up comic bit.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
You start your comedy. Hey, I've been diagnosed with borderline multiple personality disorder. I'm going to talk about the comedy of the I's, the me's, and the you's inside me. They wouldn't know if you're telling the truth or not. It'd be funny as hell. I mean, our chat room is going crazy from the I, you, me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Own it. Own it.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Own it.
100%, because that you bit doesn't want to, so it will.
Right, because it's the criminal. it's the rob Peter to pay Paul. It's your internal mafia taking a tax out of everything.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And you can take down your internal mafia. Don't worry.
Yes.
And it's not like a movie. Russian mafias are going to take over you internally. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Side note, do you have any tattoos?
I do have 2.
What are your tattoos?
I've got a Chinese symbol of love and a
Okay.
Chinese symbol of grace.
It's time to get a 3rd tattoo. Doesn't matter what it is. And it's signifying a change in the old way to the new way.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I will reflect on that and
and reflect on the artwork too.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right, brothers.
Right.
The Ayumis. Thanks for calling in. You have been a fabulous teacher.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, and call back in a month or so and tell us how the internal collective bargaining goes.
I will. I 100% will. Thank you.
All right, man. Take it easy. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Robert, that was fun.
The I and the me can't remember who the we is. No, wait.
There was no me. It was just a me and an I, and then it was a you. We haven't got to the we's yet.
I like
All
it.
right, Robert. Go ahead.
The I, we, I, me collective bargaining. I love it.
Exactly. Let's see who this Wheel of Callers has for us next.
Okay, Poonam, you're unmuted.
Poonam, are you there?
I am here. Hello.
Hi, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Connecticut in the U.S.
Connecticut in the U.S. What did you think of the last caller?
That was very brave of him to talk about that.
Did you connect to the I and the me?
The I and the me.
When he was separating his internal selves?
I did.
Yeah. I broke it down in such a way that people can do this to themselves, even at a different level. Anyways, what did you want to talk about today?
I can't believe that we're talking right now. And this is the first time that I've gone on your show. And I actually had an Akashic reading done for the first time by somebody else 2 weeks ago. And it came up in my reading that I need to get on this show and raise my hand, and you're going to call on me.
And here you are.
I cannot believe this.
It seems your internal spiritual talent agency has booked you a session. Here you go.
It sure has. And I don't even know what to ask, but all I was doing was following what she told me to do, and here I am. And she
Okay,
said
so
that you have something to tell me, and I need to get a vocation from you.
okay. So let me tune into you and see what the universe has hidden within your aura. Tell me a little bit about yourself so I can tune in.
So let's see. Oh, geez. Okay, so I was born in England. I
Okay.
moved to the United States when I was 5.
Mhm.
My background is I'm from India.
Mhm.
Um, my job is that I'm a regional sales manager for a biotechnology company.
Okay.
But recently I have opened up my own company, Full Moon Wellness Center, where I am a mindfulness coach.
Mhm.
I've been going through some training on Ayurvedic, Tantric, yoga teacher training, and
Mhm.
I've been spiritually awakened now, I would say, since 2018.
Mhm.
Um, decided to get a divorce
Mhm.
after being awakened because I no longer want that path anymore. I've been with him since I was 15.
Married
Um,
since you were 15?
I was been with him since I was 15, married since I was 21.
Okay. Was that
Um,
was that a self choice to be with him at 15, or was it mutually agreed on that you would earn something?
um, no, it was love marriage.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
but
sometimes teenagers lock themselves into something they think is love.
right, correct. That's what I
And
thought
is
it was. I thought it was
that
love.
okay? Yeah, you thought it was love, and then you realize that this is something different.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I've
Okay.
always felt it in my body,
Okay.
but just it never happened. I went through pancreatic cancer. That should have been another hint.
When was your
Um,
cancer?
in 2012.
So how old were you in 2012?
I was 30.
So what did they do for your pancreatic cancer?
So I was lucky enough to find it at a very early age, and then they just so I had the primary was on my pancreas, and then the two had metastasized into my liver. So they just cut off 20% of my pancreas, and then they just wedged out of my liver. So I was very, very lucky that I found
You're
it.
extremely lucky.
Hmm.
All right. So whenever there's pancreatic cancer and people survive from it, there's rapid timeline changes, meaning you came into the timeline without a full deck of cards, and cancer, the survival from cancer is you get the rest of the card deck of cards.
Hmm.
And now you run a wellness center and are doing healing based stuff.
Hmm.
Could you ever see yourself as an international speaker and teacher?
It's yes, actually, it's funny you say that because that is something that I get downloads of a lot of internationally doing something internationally many times.
Yeah, but this is going to require the early business you to fully be a part of the wellness center you. There's a clear walking away from the businesswoman, same thing as you had to walk away from the marriage, but there's skills and motivation techniques in the business side of the woman that needs to be reintegrated so that you can get out of medium fish in a really small pond and be a big fish in the ocean.
Hmm.
So it's not just being bound to the spiritual learnings and techniques, it's combining them through the nature of your survival experience and teaching in the modern way. You don't need to be a bearded elder to tell the truth.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. You could be a modern
Hmm.
woman in modern things. I am a survivor, bitches. Okay.
Yes.
who lost
Yes.
half your pancreas, who lost half your this. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, the inner philosopher and studier of the material has to generate new material from her own self. Teachings, modern concrete jungle teachings. Just as I've created mine and what attracted you to me, how the spirit has said, come and learn. Now it's time for you to create yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to be very careful that you don't become social justice. You become teacher, separate of social justice.
Mm.
Teaching women's empowerment as much as teaching a men's empowerment.
That's right. That's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because there's a certain way that a woman teacher can empower a man, just as a certain way a man teacher can empower a woman. It's that testosterone strength of chemistry behind the spirit. And there's something in the nature of your voice, just in vibration, that says you're holding back on your power.
Well, it's taken me a long time to even get to where I am right now. I'm the first one divorced on my side of the family. So I just regained my power. I would even say just in the last few months.
Are you expecting any other divorces in the family?
Following my footsteps?
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, then make a divorce handbook for them. You know them better than they know themselves. And email it to them. Okay?
Okay.
All the negative things you recognized in your reality, they will realize in their reality. Mm-hmm. If your person does this, they're this, and this, that makes them a narcissist. Here's the narcissist teachings. Are this person like culturally this, and this? Do they treat you in a misogynistic way? Why are you allowing it? Here's the teaching on this. But they got to come from your heart. It's you're telling them about the narcissist instead of here's the link to a narcissist webpage.
Well, I did just 3 weeks ago sign a self-publishing, that I'm going to start writing my own book.
Good. My piece of advice in the beginning is talk it all out. And there's a program out there called Descript, DESCRIPT.com. And I think the free model allows you to automatically transcribe like 6 hours, and then the $12 a month is like 20 transcriptions. And it's a very high level of transcription. It's like 99% accurate. And it allows you to go back and listen and take out the ands, the ums, the misspelled words. And it has an AI built into it, so it will voice match the changes you create. So it reverse edits it and it allows you to take everything out. When you get into a flow, there's going to be wisdom that comes.
Yeah.
Wisdom, you're going to go, hey, where'd that come from?
Yeah, it's true. When I look at back of some of my journals too, I'm just like, wow, I wrote that.
Yeah. And now it's going to be, wow, I said that. Okay. You are meant, I'm telling you right now, you are meant to be a public teacher. The woman, the female Deepak Chopra level.
Wow.
Okay. Are you ready for that?
I've been manifesting that since.
Are you ready for that fame?
It's been one of my dreams since I was a little girl.
What do you need to manifest it then? From what you know in your heart right now, sitting here right now, what are the common steps you know you need to take to make it to that world stage?
I think the first is I need to do something about my day job.
Okay. What is the day job taking away from your potential future? Be brutal honest.
I I don't have the time to work on my book or work
Right.
on.
Because that job requires you to soulless, to give away huge parts of your soul to maintain fun doing it.
Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm.
The corporate world can be a soul stealing place, but it could also be great ways to meet potential friends and new family members and just weird things that are the corporate of soup of corporate reaction. So if you're going to know that you need to leave your job, how much money do you need to save before you leave to give yourself the best opportunity to be a successful launch?
Well, I'm still going through the nasty divorce right now, and
Sure, you can do all this at once. This is just preparing you for standing on stage, the beginning of writing the teachings and knowing the type of infrastructure you're going to need, like growing an email list, beginning to figure out who is my target audience. That's the business side of you. And because you put so much effort
Yeah.
into work, your brain capacity can't retune to your soul project.
Right. Yeah, my job.
Okay. And Albert in the chat room says, let the whole lawyers handle the divorce. He's right. This
Yeah.
guy's got to be a fart in the wind, irrelevant to your greater growth.
That's what's been stopping it all these years.
You.
Or I've been stopping myself. Yes, I've been stopping
because the debate, is it love? Is it not love? Is it love? It's not love. It's love today. Oh, fuck, it's not love.
So I need to start with this book.
Yes.
Or
Start with a book. Whatever it is you're going to write, it's going to evolve. And I'm going to tell you, you're not going to write one thing. In your career of the potential future, you're going to write thousands of things. But the first one is going to tell you the I am what. I can do it. That first document will light the internal fires of creation inside you. And it's going to turn on an internal light that's just going to get brighter and brighter. And that internal light's going to put you on stage with a camera.
Wow.
Okay? You could be on, technically you're international right now. Okay? We had a caller from Switzerland already. All right? You've already succeeded.
Yes. Okay.
How are you emotionally now?
I'm like a different person. I mean, I'm so connected. I mean, once you really learn that the universe is holding you and has your back, I mean, the world is limitless.
And in this limitless world, is there a potential for a new male friend to come in and maybe fill in some of those spaces that are a little bit damaged still?
I don't know yet.
If you don't know, who does?
Maybe he does.
Does the universe want you to have a relationship that fulfills your entire womanhood?
Absolutely.
So what does it take for you to agree with the universe that you are worthy to not have a jackass? I'm being harsh with words because I'm trying to polarize parts of you.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to ask you in this line of being deserved is my armor my whole life has been my weight.
Okay.
And
mine too.
I can't.
Mine too. Welcome to the crowd.
Yeah. I can't seem to flush it out. What are those wounds of not being able to release that armor?
Worthiness. It's still a worthiness energy. And then worthiness has many levels of internal valuing. In the last caller, obviously you don't have multiple personalities, but there are references. We all have an internal Moriarty, the opposite of our Sherlock Holmes. And that's our ego and our shadow. When ego and shadow agree, they become the mafia. And they make an internal Moriarty. And your Moriarty controls you through weight. What does it take in an episode of Poonam Gujal to break for your inner Sherlock to beat the Moriarty for one episode? It's outthinking yourself. Raw logic, pattern recognition. Do you need to get a Moriarty, a Sherlock pipe and hat? Maybe you do. To remind yourself that you got to go searching for your inner Moriarty, the one that controls the weight. Who gave it that authority?
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet you got that from your mother.
Yep.
Okay.
I have mommy issues. Yep.
Okay. Do you like to cook?
I do. I love to cook.
Okay. What is it about cooking you love, but the weight process that you put on? Why can't the food you have the love to fulfill the need and the desire and the craving?
Because I eat too much of it.
Okay. Is it because you eat too much every day, or you binge and stop?
Binge and stop.
And that's why you can never beat it. And that's the game the Moriarty is running on you. You're an emotional eater. Thank you, Patty.
Yes.
If you know you're an emotional eater, the Moriarty on the street corner is dealing you the drugs.
Yeah. And I
What
think
is the
that's
what is
those are
what
the
is
things.
okay? What is it? What gets you in food? It's not just the overeating; it's when you overeat too. Are you a night eater?
No.
What is it? Are you just volume?
Volume and the carbs and breads and things like that.
Okay.
So it's not healthy eating.
All right. So just a lot of people who have ongoing weight issues, a good thing to do as a spiritual practice is to go back and aggregate all the lifetimes in which you were starved to death and see them being fed with your excess food. Until such a point, all the excess food you would have given yourself is given to them. And see them healing and passing on the proper way. Every lifetime you ever starved to death or were part of a famine, seeing them being fulfilled with the excess meals, taking one extra bite away from yourself at a time, seeing it going to the starved around the previous lifetimes. But don't obsess about it. Don't become an undereater. The goal is to become a balanced eater.
Okay. That's amazing. That's a really great way to put it. And I think my weight is what holds me down of not being confident to become what you're saying that I am going to become.
Absolutely. And this is why you have to start challenging yourself of going on a stage. Every little city has an open mic night, a stand-up open mic, slam poetry, karaoke. You got to put yourself on a stage.
Wow.
Are you a wallflower when the people are out on the dance floor?
No.
Okay, so how can you be public in dancing but not be public in other situations? You enjoy your body enough to dance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you got to start putting on your schedule, how can I get this energy of being on stage? Toastmasters, every major county in the United States has a Toastmasters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Get yourself feeling that public energy, because that's a huge part of your future. You can't be afraid of it.
Yeah, I have been in the last 2 years, just been in hermit mode, big time.
Sure, but we also had COVID going on.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And whatever happened for each individual during COVID is what they needed to go through. All right, we're reaching the end of the solar minimum. And just ahead, maybe mid next year, late next year, it'll start ticking upwards towards a solar maximum 11 years from now.
Mm.
And as we get more and more solar flares, people like you and me are going to get radically affected by them.
Yes.
And you got to learn to harness that energy like a bucking horse. Like, turn it into creation, turn it into words and documents and products and self-healing and nurturing.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
All right, darling, I got to move on to the next caller. You were a great caller. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you so much. Thank you for picking me.
You're so welcome. All right, Roberto, let's see who the Wheel of Callers shows us next.
There we go. I'm unmuted. Silver, signal to unmute. Got to send myself one of those.
What was the name? Well,
Silver.
what's your name? Okay, hold on. I can't see anything. There we go. All right, darling, where are you calling from?
Canada.
What did you want to talk about today? Actually, real quick, what did you think about our first two callers?
I think the show has been great so far. I love the lightness you add to everything. It keeps everything light, and even the darkest of things.
Well, thank you.
There's a levity to it,
Thank
and
you.
I appreciate it.
I try to do my best because we can get more with honey than sour apples.
Hell yeah.
All right, so what did you want to talk about today?
I want to talk about my fluctuating sense of self. In any given day, maybe I'll pass by a mirror or see my reflection, and I'll either see like this super powerful being and that can take on the whole damn world, and then like an hour later I'm like, fuck, I hate myself. And it's such a polarized flux, like in a single day. And I'll just know that I can do absolutely anything, and then a little bit later I'm like, why do I feel so miserable? And I'm a jolly person. Like I like to keep it light. I like to laugh. I'm not like overly negative.
What do you do as a job?
I work I'm a shopkeeper. I run a little store for a friend of mine sometimes.
So it's not full-time work?
No.
So how do you survive?
It sustains me for now. I'm also a student, so I get some loans for that.
Okay. And what are you studying?
Music.
And what are you trying to do with your music degree?
Right now, it's just about self-nurturing. It's just, as a teenager and as a child, I always loved music, and I thought, I just wanted to do it to get a better palette to write music, and
have you ever formed your own? Have you ever formed your own band?
No.
Silver in the 7 choruses?
For like short term, like for a class, I.
You need to start a band.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, you could always, you take some hints from spirituality.
Yeah, certainly.
Okay. I've talked about the Pleiadian boy band In Synchronicity.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay, it's a real group.
I
There's
believe
10,000. There's 10,000 people in it. Over
Oh my
10,000
God.
members in their boy band.
That's fantastic.
Come up with something crazy like that.
Yeah. No, I'm down.
Yeah. What kind of music would you do?
Probably something along the rock vein.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in sticking with the call today, you could have two parts to your music. You could be rock and metal, and you could have one chorus that says, I look in the mirror and I don't see myself as ugly. And then the loving part, I always see myself as an angel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could do that.
Schizo rock.
Schizo rock, totally.
Okay. But it's a teacher, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, for sure.
All music is a teaching. It's a show too.
Yeah.
What's your show? What's your dog and pony?
Yeah.
Okay. So every time you go past the mirror, instead of saying I look good or I look bad, go, what's my dog and pony, bitch? You don't get to go look or good or bad until you tell me what my fucking dog and pony is.
I like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Is this related to the same, like just feeling a little bit weird in my body, like it's constantly in flux? Like my clothing feels uncomfortable, my bra feels uncomfortable,
all that. Yeah. Next time that happens, you go, no. What's my dog and pony, bitch?
Right.
Okay. Don't care about how your bra fits or your hair doesn't look right. That's vapid Valley Girl stuff.
Yeah.
I want to know what's my dog and pony. Okay. What's my show? What's my thing that's going to make me special? I'm tired of thinking about if my ass looks fat in this dress. I know it looks good.
Yeah, it's very distracting thinking that way.
Because it's self-deprecating. It's because it's self-deprecating. It's self-deprecating. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you again, what's your dog and pony show?
What's my dog and pony show?
What is your music? What's going to make you in music? How is Silver going to make a gold record?
Silver would love to make a gold record.
Okay.
I haven't written very many songs.
What's her title track?
I wrote a song called No Gods Allowed, which I think is a cool sounding title.
Great song title. No Gods Allowed.
I like it.
Okay. What have you learned about narcissists this lifetime?
About what? Sorry?
Narcissists.
Narcissists? A lot.
Okay. Why don't you make an anti-narcissist love song instead of I love you, I hate you narcissist song?
I've been working on something like that. I'm trying to make it a little bit, covert and not so obvious, but yeah.
Why? You're doing music. It doesn't need to be covert. It needs to be to fight for your right to party. Okay?
Yeah.
This is the dog and pony show. This is not me. I don't want to show a little bit too much, cleavage.
I can show a little cleavage, though.
You can show a lot of cleavage if you want. Okay?
Right.
It's your dog and pony show.
That's true.
Okay? And there's nothing wrong with showing cleavage. You can show cleavage all the way down to your belly button.
Yeah.
Okay? How do you want to entertain people?
Yeah, I guess I would just like to be a representation of something fun and powerful and uplifting.
Okay.
I think I have a knack for breaking up density.
Okay.
In general, like my presence.
Okay. So then make a song titled Breaking Up Density.
All right.
Subtitle Breaking Up Shitty Density. Breaking Up Ex-Boyfriend Density. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Breaking up looking at the mirror energy.
Why is it so random and so in flux?
Because you have been easily distracted by the shiny objects moving in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Shiny. Ooh. You could be in mid-conversation and some rainbow farting unicorn comes through the clouds and you're looking at that instead of being in the conversation.
True. I feel like I'm a little bit in the backseat sometimes when I'm.
Yes, because the rainbow unicorns have led you astray.
Yes.
Okay? They're like corner drug dealers. They sell a little too much love and light to you. You can't keep snorting the love and light.
It's true. Yeah,
Okay.
I guess this world could be a little gray sometimes, so I've been sort of looking at the
Have you ever
clouds
seen
instead.
have you ever seen a gray unicorn? Ever seen a sad unicorn? No. Okay, maybe you need a title a song, Angry Unicorn. Okay, what happens if a unicorn asks you to play leapfrog with it?
I would totally do whatever that unicorn asked. I think it would be fun. I figure if a unicorn's asking me to do something, I better do it.
Would you really play leapfrog with a unicorn's giant horn?
Oh, leapfrog. Oh, yeah, no. I don't know what I heard, but it wasn't leapfrog. Now I've got the mental image. Yeah, no thanks.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about some other game.
No, leapfrog.
I'm so bored that I would just say, yes, please play with me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then, you got to let the unicorns go out to pasture and be the adult.
Right.
Who goes, what's my dog and pony? Because this unicorn shit ain't working.
Mm-hmm.
And that stops you from going from subject to subject to subject and never mastering one.
True. I feel like
Eh?
a jack of all trades, for sure.
You just need to master one song, one MC rap battle. Maybe you need to be MC Angry Unicorn, and at the same time do the other side, MC Light and Love Unicorn.
Yeah.
Think of the merch you could sell if you got a small little following. All the little Graver girls would be loving your shit. Okay? Now, when I used to do retreats and events with my mentorship students, we had a big giant pool unicorn that we nicknamed Brownhorn.
A pool unicorn? Like a floaty?
Like a floaty, yeah. Big giant floaty unicorn, yeah. And we nicknamed it Brownhorn. Okay? Because Brownhorn was like a brown noser. So he played leapfrog often, but he was also a suck-up unicorn.
Right.
Okay? Can that be your dog and pony show to get you out of the gate?
I think so.
Okay? Then ride the brown horn. Turn unicorns into something else.
Yeehaw.
Okay?
Right on.
You just need some victories under your belt.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay?
Sometimes when I reflect on my life, I think, what have I done that's significant or that I can be proud of? And I come up short when I try to think about it.
Okay? Then you have to come up with the things that aren't the gigantic answers. I'm alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't die, right?
True.
Okay? Not everything is the gigantic victory in the world, the gold medal.
Yeah.
I guarantee you've earned a gold medal at being you.
Nobody does it better.
Exactly. Nobody better does it better than you.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you flip the frequency on inaction.
Right.
Okay? Are you in a relationship now?
Yes.
How's that going?
It's all right.
Okay. It's all right as your voice goes silent.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no dog and pony show there?
It's, how do I describe it? I feel like I'm not sure if he really sees me or if I'm just sort of part of the furniture.
He sees you. He sees you. He
Okay.
sees you.
That's good.
Okay. Are you sexually fulfilled?
No.
No.
We can
Why?
do a little more.
What makes it unfulfilling?
The feeling more like an instrument than a human.
Okay. Is that because that has been mutually guided to that? Or is it because out of necessity?
It's just sort of like it's been years.
Mechanical?
Yeah, a little mechanical, and
Okay.
it's just the
So
same all the time.
you can't say to him, "Hey guy, we're doing something different tonight, or you're gonna get none for a week."
I could say that.
You absolutely have been in a relationship long enough that you can use sex as an ultimatum.
I could.
Okay?
Yeah.
You want it? It's got to change.
True.
Okay? You're not going to make him put on a unicorn hat and go down on you. Maybe you do need to do that.
Maybe I could try.
Okay?
Shake it up a bit.
He puts a unicorn horn on and uses it on you. I don't know.
Bam.
Damn, that's different. Okay?
Yeah.
You masturbate?
Sometimes.
Does it work much easier than sex?
It's faster but boring.
Okay. Faster means that you're very clitoris oriented and you're not getting your G-spot activated.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. Well, you have to give Mr. Man a bib and go down you and get into the G-spot and not come up until he's tapped it.
Yeah.
Okay. You can be demanding.
Yeah.
Stop settling for mediocre sex is what I'm telling you, because
Right.
you've settled for it.
That's true.
Okay. He is a man. If you tell him to do it different, he will, especially if you hold out on sex.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you're still afraid of doing that.
I'm gonna work on it.
Okay. Maybe you got to come up with a list of the things you want to do that are new, that aren't assembly line sex.
Right. And then I could write a song about it.
Uh-huh. Then you could write a song about it. And that's your dog and pony for a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So deep down inside, who do you want to be 5 years from now?
I want to be. I want to know for sure if I'm expressing, who I am.
Only you
general.
can know that. Only you can know that.
True. And it feels like it fluctuates so much right now. I just want to know that I'm
Yeah,
presenting
because you're not
exactly
because
who
you're
I
not you're not giving yourself time to master one subject.
am. Mm-hmm.
As soon as you get the silver medal in it, you move on.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, I guess I've always tried to try a little bit of everything.
And that's what's holding you back now.
I gotta pick a thing.
Mm-hmm. And make it your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like to write?
No.
No. Why?
Because I'm slow at it. I'm a very poor speller. And
So then how are you going to write songs?
it's challenging. But it's
No.
like songs are different. They're just like line by line. It's not like writing.
No, they're not. It's still writing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
It's better if I can type, because holding a pen is just, I find it really stressful.
You can type, and like the lady I had before, you can go and get the program called Descript, talk out loud, and it automatically types it for you at a very high translation rate.
I like that.
You got to start writing. You got to start getting into this flow where shit just comes out of your mouth. And maybe you just got to see yourself in that moment as MC Silver in a personal rap battle with yourself.
It's true. My filter is too strong.
Okay. How do you take the filter out? How do you change your filter?
I don't know.
Is there even a handbook inside the body of how to change your filters?
Probably.
Maybe you need to write the handbook.
Mm-hmm.
Your instruction manual of removing the filters.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to ask?
This just feeling like, I feel like maybe it's just the whole world. I feel like you're waiting for shit to settle just a little bit.
Mhm.
Like, is that going to dissipate at all?
No.
Are we going to? Okay.
It's going to get a lot worse.
Okay, then I won't.
This is why you got to get your ass moving.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to wait another 2 years and then start.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then all those damn millennials will have gotten over the social justice stuff and be normal human beings again.
I do have one question, which I hope is a quick answer. I had a dream the other night that I was hanging out with my friend's father, and it was just fun, like a nice hang, and he's passed or whatever. And when I woke up from that dream, I had all this energy. Generally, I wake up feeling like I was hit by a truck, even though I sleep all night and I dream all night. But this time I woke up and I felt great, and I ran. I don't run, but I ran, and I felt wonderful. And I was like, how do I get that again? How do I wake up feeling marvelous?
So do you know what day that was?
It was a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know what day.
A couple of weeks ago. It was probably during one of the high solar storms.
Okay.
So most people get those kinds of dreams whenever there's a high frequency magnetic storm coming from the sun and hitting the planet.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some people that wake up from their sleep and need a nap afterwards.
That's me every morning.
Okay.
Like, I know I sleep and I dream and I remember all my dreams, but I wake up exhausted.
Yes, because you're not really entering delta sleep.
Mm.
What does it take for you to shut off your brain?
I don't know. I thought it was sleep.
No, there's a way to achieve silence through meditation. The whole point of real meditation is to achieve a form of internal and external silence.
Right.
Where the internal aspects of ourself are generating no data.
Yeah. That's something.
No stimulus. No, and you can get there. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Something you got to start giving yourself. Yeah, it's something you got to start giving yourself time for silence and enforcing the internal silence.
Yeah, I'll work on that because there's a lot of chatter just about all the time.
Okay? Got to turn off all the internal cable television stations, the Fox News, the CNN. Okay?
Yeah.
All the telenovelas that are in the background.
Telenovelas.
Mm-hmm. All the little operas and dramas that are going on in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Got to shut them off. Get them off TV Guide. Get them off of your TiVo.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
That means focus solely on yourself.
As soon as it gets warmer, I'll go for long walks and just chill my mind out.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
In the interim, what do you got to do?
Yeah,
You got to write a song. You got to write a song. Okay?
I'll meditate and write a song.
Okay? You got to write a song. Okay? You got to start seeing when you're done meditating, charge your brain up and give yourself of having an internal rap battle with yourself.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, I have a song due tomorrow at school, so hopefully I can get one out tonight.
I've given you plenty of ideas. Maybe you need to make the unicorn rap song.
Yes.
The gangster unicorns.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna work on that.
Okay. The original unicorn. The OU instead of OG.
Yes. Fun.
All right, Donald. Thanks a lot for calling in. I'm going to move on to the next caller.
Yes, thank you very much.
All
Have
right,
fun.
Donald. Take it easy. All right, Robert. Let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
All righty, Edgar, your signal to unmute.
Edgar, are you there? Edgar,
Hey, how's it going? Yes, I am here.
where are you calling from?
I am calling from Calexico, California.
Calexico, California. Welcome to the show. What did you think of the callers that were ahead of you?
I began resonating more and more as the callers progressed.
Mhm.
A little bit from each one, particularly the last one with
Mhm.
the, I guess, the confidence and the having to create.
Mhm.
I'm still a little shocked. I wasn't thinking I was going to get chosen. I wasn't planning on being chosen either.
I know. You weren't worthy to be chosen, and all of a sudden, poof, you're worthy. So what do you want to talk about today?
I'm just trying. I'm torn between going really selfish and going straight into my spiritual life, or
Be
thinking more.
selfish.
All right.
Okay.
I guess
What's your selfish question or statement?
What's going on with my dream world, and how does that tie in with the spiritual discipline I need to? How does that translate into a spiritual discipline that I can enact when I'm awake?
It doesn't work that way. You've created something in your mind that the dream world will dictate a way to live your physical world, when in fact the physical world dictates to the dream world the potentialities that it expands.
Okay.
Okay? So the more you do in the physical world, the more you will get out of your dream world. And yes, the dream worlds will give you great thoughts, concepts, and ideas which to manifest in this world, but you're still the one that has to do it, who has to take something out of a dream and take it into a manifested reality. And that's using spiritual techniques of manifestation.
Okay.
Creating your reality through scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
About 2 weeks ago, which I'm assuming was a solar flare, I was streaming with what I would consider a spirit guide. And on his way out, he said, when should we meet up again? Or we should meet up again soon. And I was like, well, you always leave before we can plan that. And he said, well, what about next Wednesday? And that was about 5 or 6 days from that morning. On that Wednesday morning, when I wake up, I had a spiritual experience, like when a spirit guide comes and provides a healing, and that had never happened before. And is that something I can start looking forward now, or how can I use that to grow?
Excuse me, I'm drinking something weird. So the next time you have a meeting with a spirit guide, you have to end it with a future experience, where a future you has the responsibility of just being aware of the timing of the scheduling.
Okay.
And make a couple bullet points. So, okay, so dreaming self, that's going to be connected with this dreaming guide, who's going to make a dreaming vision that I'm going to see and then wake up from and process and eventually forget, unless it's a powerful dream. What are some of the things that I can help you that are themes and genres that make it easy for me to remember these dreams? So be co-creative with that guide.
Okay.
And then agree, we will have this co-creative experience Wednesday the 19th at 11 o'clock or 11 or 7:30 in the morning. Okay. And all you
Mhm.
have to be is conscious and aware of Wednesday the 19th at 7:30 in the morning that you were supposed to receive something. Can you perceive your reception?
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you will figure out the code of you.
That's awesome. I'm getting so many chills.
Yeah. You're gonna get your code. And once you get your master code, those guys are gonna be super chatty. Super chatty.
Great.
Right. So what's your other question?
My other question is, I've been single all my life. I used to be single. I was single most of my life. And I used to be scared and think that it wasn't going to come and whatnot. And about a year ago, I met this guy and we've been hanging out. And he's into spirituality, but I'm not really sure he's awoken any of his gifts yet. He likes crystals. We meditate together, but it's not really where I'm at. So I've always just thought if that's helping me or if that's okay. I've been told by other fair readers that I'm supposed to just love whoever comes into my life for what they have and not necessarily want to change them. And so I guess I wanted to ask if that's helping me stay grounded, or is it okay that I expect more, or is it just overthinking of my part?
It's overthinking.
Okay.
The first thing first, you're never supposed to change somebody. They got to change themselves. You can
Absolutely.
encourage, and then there's a fine line where encouragement becomes enablement. And if you're enabling some, it's a codependent relationship and not a natural relationship.
Sure.
Okay. So your journey is discovering the many ways of maintaining a non-codependent relationship.
Sure.
Also, it's better for you to not be alone now. Okay. Is it going to
Okay.
make you a hoe if you date somebody else?
I'm not sure I understand the question. Assuming I'm still single, or
no, assuming if you weren't single. Is
And
there
I'm
something in you that would say to your internal moral code, I can experience another person's love while I'm still with this person?
see, I thought I had decided that was okay before I got into this relationship, but now
it's not right. It's not right. Okay. And that's good. That will determine if you need to separate from the man or not. If you don't feel you separate, then don't. But just understand the relationship that you're going to move in is going to be radically different than the one that you've just been in, but it'll also be very similar. It's our picker, okay, the internal parts of us that picks the person that makes the match. What is he a match to you for? What has made you be able to last this long as a first relationship?
Honestly, I think it's the monogamy aspect of it, because I hadn't found it in another person.
Okay. Are you still looking?
No.
Okay. Then why don't you just say for this next 6 months, I'm going to enjoy all the different parts of this relationship without any stress. The parts I don't get to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And take off any projections of something better than who he is. He is exactly what you need right now. And you are exactly what he needs right now. That's why you have matches that have lasted this long. Can this match become greater? Sure. Are you a little judgmental about him? Sure. But that's not everything. Okay.
Sure.
There's still good qualities to him.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Okay. Sometimes sometimes I dream about him, whether I'm with him or not. And in the dream, it feels like he talks to me or that he has a message. and it's happened often, but I can't really quite comprehend it. Is there something to it? Anything spiritually?
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. Is he a person that is short on words or lots of words?
He's an air sign. He's an Aquarius. He's lots of words when it comes to emotions, but not when it comes to getting things done.
Okay. So
he's a musician too.
Right. That's the part that's talking to you. The part that can't get things done, because part of the relationship, the parts that we're not good at, we ask the partner, are you good at it? Can you be good at this? This would make my process a lot easier. I would like you to do it, but not martyr yourself for me. And that's why you're having these dreams. He wants you to be able to step up in ways that may seem trivial, but to him, they're extremely valuable. Okay. What kind of music does he do?
He plays several instruments and he knows how to sing. And he writes his own songs, and he hasn't really published them anywhere. He just keeps them to himself. He's wanted to, but he's looking or waiting for the right time to start doing TikToks and things like that.
He's never going to do them.
Okay.
But you can be his agent and go, bitch, if you want to do this, you got to record. And you put it on the schedule and give him a week to prepare for it. Okay? He's only got to do one thing in 7 days. That's not that terrible to ask him to do as the manager. Okay?
Sure.
After a few weeks, it'll be organized. Okay?
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay?
And
is he a hermit?
No.
Okay. Does he go out a lot?
He doesn't go out a lot. He does keep in touch with his close friends, and we go out a lot together. Not necessarily.
That's not hermit energy. That's not hermit energy. He doesn't avoid people, is what I'm asking.
Okay. No.
Okay. Do you avoid people?
I'd be a little more of a hermit. Yes.
Okay. Do you think that's creating a little bit of friction that may be judging some of his overactive energy, and inside you is a lot of underactive energy?
Absolutely. I can see that now.
So how can he, as an outward bound teacher, help you to channel and alchemize some of this non-move energy in yourself so that it's moving energy when you're not out and away, but have more energy internal for yourself to get your own projects done? Because someone's helped motivate and make your energies flow.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So he has a lot to teach you there. Okay. What has he taught you about intimacy?
He, like I said at the beginning, he gives me intimacy that I hadn't received before, which was the bait for me. And he still teaches me every time we hang out.
Okay. What are you teaching him about intimacy?
Geez, I guess that's a very hard question. I used to think I was intimate and romantic, and as I kept getting hurt, I became an emotional hermit, and it's slowly been coming out the more I feel safe.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if I'm teaching him.
So you're teaching him the romance side, what it takes to romance you, the person, to get out of the shell.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. What are you showing him? The shell. And he has to learn what that shell means and the different triggers it has and the walls that it can put up to stop intimacy and closeness. And he's figured out a way to just touch you and tickle you from afar. Okay? It's like a dog. A certain spot that you rub, their leg moves. He's got that on you.
That's
do you
so
have
funny
that on
when you
him? Do you have that on him?
I do.
Okay. So you have taught him something. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
How can you expand your relationship with him?
See, in my mind, I keep trying to go back to the spiritual, but I don't think that's what.
If this is about you and him, your spiritual journey
Yeah.
is something that's going to be ongoing the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have no
So you
idea how.
you can't judge him to your spiritual path.
Yeah.
Okay. Human touch. Let's start there. Non-sexual human touch. Can you get your hands to warm up through focus and breathing, and then touch parts of his body without a penetration process intended of sexuality, to just turn on the power of touch and love? And the symmetry you can do through careful caressing.
I could do that.
Okay. Get him the hairs on the back of his neck to stand up from touch.
Absolutely.
Synchronizing your breathing. There's all sorts of other things you can teach them and learn for yourself too.
So it's some sort of tantric romantic experiences.
Yeah, just take the word tantric out of it, because most of the tantric teachings have been bastardized into stupidness.
Sure.
Every person is born with the power of touch. You just got to remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. And then be willing to practice it.
Yeah. And that leads me to spiritual hygiene with sexual activities. If we're quote unquote monogamous, is that something I should be worrying about, or is that something I should be routinely doing for myself anyway? I would have this question too when I would consider open relationships. I couldn't
don't
match.
think an open relationship would be very destructive for you now.
Absolutely.
Okay. So spiritual hygiene. So all spiritual hygiene is due diligence to the potential futures, so we don't create paranoia or lose contact with ourselves. So there are certain things you have to see as: how often do you change your sheets versus how often do you vacuum the floor? You got to do the dishes at least every other day, or it starts to look shitty. You got to do laundry a certain amount of times before you run out of clothes. So let's say if you're going to do the four corners of the bed and you're sharing the bed on a regular basis, so instead of doing it once a month, do it twice a month. Okay. If you have your bathroom that's solely yours, or do you share that bathroom? The mirror and the shower and the toilet, those are the places where external entities and negative forces and negative frequencies want to get in, because you're the most openness right after you've slept.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shared car. Okay. So the keys once a week. Okay. Same thing with cell phones and computers. Okay. Is vacuuming once a week acceptable for you?
No.
Okay. Well, then you have to figure out what part of your shared life needs more frequent vacuuming.
Okay.
Like the cell phones probably need more frequent vacuuming, cell phones and computers, than the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The same thing with the router, the car. Okay. The drawers where your clothes are stored.
Absolutely.
Okay. And that's a way to ritualize your life based off of the subject matter that's most important to you to keep spiritual hygiene with.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. These are all just
You're welcome.
questions I've
You're
always
welcome,
had.
man. You're welcome. All right, I'm going to let you go and move on to one final caller.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
All right, take it easy. All right, Robert, let's spin the wheel of callers and see who is the last one for tonight.
Okay, Catherine Noboru.
Catherine Noboru, are you there?
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Where are you calling from? Where are you calling from today?
From Westminster.
Westminster, in England.
Oh, in California.
Westminster, California. Okay.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. What did you think of the show so far?
I think it's great.
Okay. Any comments you want to make?
I missed the first half. About the first half, but other than that, it's been great.
Okay.
From what I've heard.
Okay. What did you want to talk about tonight?
I feel like I'm being attacked. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared. I feel like that I'm being attacked.
By what?
And singled out. Well, I'm being gang stalked. I don't know if you're
I know what that is.
okay, yeah. So
By who?
You know, I'm not sure. It seems it seems like wherever I'm at, the people there get they get recruited. So right now I'm at home, and then it's my neighbors. And then
How long has this been going on for?
This started like about 2011 or 2012.
Mm-hmm. And what makes you so positive and sure that it is happening?
Well, they made it clear to me.
Mm-hmm. Why you?
You know, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think I've never heard of anybody ever having ever getting any kind of verification or any kind of like, you know, any kind of reason. Yeah, no one's ever.
Mm-hmm. Have you been listening? Have you been listening to me for a while?
Today or in general?
In general.
In general, oh, in general. Oh, I've listened to a couple episodes. I mean, a couple shows that you have on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on your website, and I was looking. I heard you mention. I saw that term in one of your videos, gang slang. So I listened to that one, and I was looking for more information as to what it actually is, and because I'm not too sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's state sponsored, but I never believed that it was there was like a spiritual aspect to it, but now I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to believe that more and more.
So I have to be blunt with you.
Okay.
You have created a world that is not there.
Okay.
And you have validated a world that is not there. I regularly deal with people who have had that stuff happen to them.
Okay.
You have some signatures, but it's all self-creation. And it's all through obsessing. And you entered a paranoid state that separated you from you. You do not have any entities around you right now. Entities, in fact, run from you because if they get trapped in your field, you feed off of entities. Now, don't think that that's a bad thing. It means you have evolved this issue within yourself so much that even things in the spiritual world will be made a part of that fantasy. You have such a power to create your reality and enforce it that negative entities won't come near you. Now, positive entities have regularly tried to come near you, but all too often you perceive them as negative, and therefore they stay at the edges of your perception, which is triggering this paranoia state to never end.
That's okay.
You have validated your own fantasy with your own creation of reality. There are things that you believe you physically saw. You saw them in your mind, and it became a memory, but not a memory of actual experience with a physical reality behind it. And it's because you don't sleep anymore. You have reached a point where you are in nearly sleep psychosis. When's the last time you've had good nights of sleep?
I haven't gotten into my bed to go to sleep since that time, since 2011.
Okay. 10 years.
Yeah.
This is why you're at where you're at. And the path to wellness for you, okay, is going to learn how to get sleep again, how to stop the paranoia, learn to use the contract revocations, learn to claw back your sovereign authority to be you and to turn off the paranoia. The paranoia, all it is doing is overwhelming you day and day and day, and you get less and less energy until your gas tank is always empty. And you're barely able to put 50 cents of gas into there to get the next day and the next day. You're stuck in survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You got to break this cycle.
Okay, so that's all I have to do?
Well, that's a lot to do. It's not snap your fingers and think it's done. You've had years of creating and validating, and it'll take you some time to unravel the real truths of what you're hiding from. But inside you is a powerful psychic being. And you've got to learn to use that ability to create your reality in a very positive way.
Okay.
Your paranoia is also stealing off of your broken faith. What broke your faith in this reality? You got to heal that. You got to discover what it really is. You got to forgive it. Let it go. It can no longer be relevant to you if you want to grow.
I'm upset with my family. Okay, so that's really strange. Okay. Well, can I ask you another question? My aunt moved into a brand new house with my cousin, and she started complaining about that there was some kind of entity there bothering her, and just kind of like knocking over plants and things like that, and so and really scaring my aunt, and so she would call us, and what ended up happening was see, they had bought that house because my cousin was she got married, she was on her second marriage, and then in her first marriage she didn't want to have any kids, but in her second marriage she decided she wanted to have her first kid, after 40. And so she they went to like the the whole what is it that so she can get pregnant. She got pregnant and then she carried her
Let
baby
me
full
let me
term.
let me stop you right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a memorized and unmemorized story. What this means is you've created this in your mind. It did really happen, but you have glorified some of this to validate the story. So before you go any further,
Okay.
a lot of what you're going to think of what you're saying isn't you. It isn't you. It's the fear creating this reality. Because there's going to be something at the end where it comes back at you, right?
Yeah, well, my aunt ended up dying there at the house. And I know that what she was worried about was was my cousin. And yeah, because my cousin didn't she doesn't believe in entities, and they just, her and her husband, they refuse to listen to my aunt or to move. And there were a lot of people. Well, there were different like kind of like psychics, or just like people who give advice like you do, who told us and told her that whatever it is that's bothering her is not, it's underneath the house, it's in the ground, and so she should just move. She was advised to move.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
then my cousins refused to move.
okay. So what's
And
the question here?
So is that true? Do you know?
No.
Is there something there?
No. No, there's nothing there. Other than the natural energies of the house and the natural karmic balance between people and homes. Now, within natural karmic balances, entities do come and go, both positive and negative. It's the natural flow of how spaces live. There is not some dark monster under that house waiting to gnaw on everyone.
Well, I heard there's a curse on that land.
No.
No.
How would you really know?
Well, I mean, I've been looking into it, and somebody told me that they pointed out, they mentioned there was a curse on that land in that city, and then I didn't tell them anything about my aunt, and I asked them to show me where, which part on the map, and then the part that they showed me, it was it was the part of the city that she lives in, that she stays in, and so I was gonna.
What do you know? What do you know about dark magic?
Dark metric? Is that what you said?
Cursing and dark magic. Yeah.
Oh, nothing.
Okay.
Not much. Yeah.
So you're the authority now if there's a curse on a land or not?
No, absolutely not.
Well, but you're a researcher who takes that data internally, and because you have a paranoia process, regurgitate it into some other process that's going to be having negative perception and effects that lower your frequency. I'm being hard for you for a reason, darling. You have to break this. You have to break this. You got to come back to the real world. Life is going to be extremely difficult and hard moving forward for you. You're not being gang stalked right now. You really have to hear that and start breaking down some of the facade of reality you've created. I know this is hard to hear. You need to change. and you need to discover inside yourself all the different parts that don't want change and begin to let them go until you are the sole authority to create change in your life and not empower fear and paranoia. All right, Alan, I've got to end the show tonight. Thank you for calling in.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Robert, we have Montessors to bring on.
Hello.
Hello, Monty. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Good show as always. Lovely little lessons, or even say with like the last caller, there's a refresher, because a lot of people in the chat were mentioning that they've gone through something similar. Like, you know how the autism, how the autism spectrum is huge. It's good to have that reminder, like reminder, a re-lesson type thing. Like, oh, okay, yeah. And
I get callers so similar to her, to them in many situations.
Yeah, and a lot of us who have gone through that experience, it's hard, but once it's easy at the end, which I know it's not the best way of it is hard to break the loop, but as you move forward and you learn and you have that experience behind you, when you use hindsight, it comes across, well, for me, it comes across, it was easy. Mind you, I'm looking at from a freedom aspect at the end of it. At the start of it, no.
The first caller has a diagnosed multiple personality disorder, and he's doing just fine.
Yeah.
He's figured it out. She has to figure it out too. She's got to figure out the spiritual process of letting go and forgiving.
Yeah.
The first guy, Nathan, he's done enough healing on himself and healing with others that he gets the nature of what's in him. He just has to refine how to make contracts inside with himself. The me's and the you's, and the me's and the I's.
Yeah.
And then the you's, and then the we's.
Yeah. And with you wearing that hat, when you say contract, it does make me giggle.
Yes.
Hey, I've got a contract for you. Hey. Now, our friend Melissa messaged me earlier in the show, and she was told to tell me, which I find, now it's just worse. You give me back my hamburgers, you bastard. John Lennon, good. Apparently, there is a ship over my head, over my house, and it looks like a new project is coming in, which is interesting because with the silver, with the music aspect, and I'm like, well, that's what I can do this afternoon. And so, yeah, she said that it'll be cloaked as a cloud. And of course, Scoffy, my cat, has been yelling at me for the last 2 hours to come outside. And I did pop out and have a look. And those clouds that sort of take up 2/3 of the horizon? It was like, well, that could be a ship. So, yeah, what are you allowed to tell me from this experience?
I want to give it the right language. So the ship is more like a cruise liner than it is military, or it's a cruise liner.
Yeah, entertainment. Sort of, yeah.
Entertainment. And you're being offered opportunities in the dream world to come up and take MC time, stage time, be in a band. Yeah. You go up there and you're the entertainment, because they flew into this section of the galactic reality, and Monty has been hired for the hospitality of this 7th dimensional transportational cruise liner.
Yeah. And for those playing at home, I won't remember any of it.
Exactly. Okay. And that's being used in the line up there right now.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I won't remember this. So if I suck, you will. Yeah.
I won't know it.
Yeah. I thought the gig went well. Yeah. It's going well.
So you've
yeah.
got a lot of gigs planned in the upper realities, and what are you going to do to take that internal energy and make it for gig reality in your physical life?
Well,
As
yes,
above,
because-
so below. As above, so below.
Well, yeah, like with any performance, and it's all if like any type of mastery, you know, you do something for 10,000 hours, you become a master at it. I did a course at the University. Yes, it's real. There is a place called the University. You try and get flying time, like in World War One, because the airplane was basically new, right? It was what 8 years up. The Wright brothers was 1907, 1908. And by 15 or 16, that was being used in war. Thanks, humanity. But the pilots, they refer it to as you try and get flying time, because they refer to as the 20 minuters. And in Blackadder, they thought, oh, that you only work 20 minutes a day. No, that means that was your life expectancy in the air. And you try and get and you the idea behind flying time is to keep getting on stage and doing it. And you know, how are these musicians so wonderful? Practice. It's practice. So if I'm doing part of my multidimensional reality, I'm actually having the experience of doing work. I should be able to, and will, let's get the language right, I'll be able to manifest it and have that experience energetically come into the 3D. So I'm not starting from the very beginning.
You're always starting from the beginning when you start a new project.
Yes, but I've done like a decade of stand-up comedy. So if I go to do comedy now, I'm not starting from the beginning.
You aren't starting at the beginning. You're starting at where you left off.
Yes. So this is the type of conversations I have with Andrew. We argue while agreeing at the same time.
Okay. Because this is perception.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a while since you've been on stage, but it doesn't mean you can't do it again at the same level you were before. Whatever rust you have to shake off is the rust that you have to shake off.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, like right now, I'm using a filter that I've got virtual reality goggles on. So I'm now having a virtual reality experience to all the people that are virtually watching me. What's your virtual experience for yourself?
I don't know.
Something to think about.
Yes.
It's how you're going to motivate yourself to just get up and do.
Yes.
Okay. I got my gang colors on now.
Thank you, Daisy. Yes. Well, yeah. Interesting enough, my stubbornness or whatever, our fearless leader here in Victoria has extended the pandemic things for another 3 months. However, I'm still got my comedy chops, like doing the comedy show, which is sometimes comedy, and like my weekly show, Planet Collingwood on Rev Radio. But you know, no, I don't want a wedgie, Santo. I can walk to your house, Santo. No, I can do that. I'll start doing the music as well, finally. Because it's me, isn't it? It's it's been the blocks and everything else like that. So if I've got seventh dimensional cruise liner above me, well, I should be in this waking form. I should be able to tap into that energy.
Yes.
And express it on this layer.
Right. There is an audience right now, a bunch of species from a bunch of different worlds, all with their post-dinner drinks, waiting for you to get on stage.
Yeah. I just had a vision of me. I don't know if I'm going to create that or saying that because, you know, it's all now, but because you've just said that, I have to say on stage, so is anyone from out of town?
Well. You have just gotten a multi-dimensional laugh.
Yeah.
So who from you is out of town? We're all out of town.
Yeah. How many are there any humans in the room? Get out. So another version of yourself says yes. An audience member who's observing you do it. Yeah. Yeah, so that's I found that fascinating. Obviously there was a reason for that. But having a connection, it's interesting from my perspective because you're a spirit having a human experience, but I've made it an agreement with myself where I'm totally unaware when I'm awake in 3D. I do so much when I'm sleeping.
All right, everybody. I want everyone to focus and send Monty some cheering, jeering crowd energies. We are all attached to this multi-dimensional cruise line that's up there. So just project to Monty cheering energy as he's coming on stage. And we're gonna put you on the spot, and you're gonna give us 90 seconds of stand-up.
Yep.
Monty.
Wow. Okay. I'm not used to that, so thank you. It is kind of weird. I haven't done stand-up comedy for a while, and let me show you why. The last time I was actually on, I went to a room where I did well, and I thought, no, because it's usually a backpackers and they get 12 people, and so I book a gig, I get up there, and of course the universe gives me 50 people to watch. And it wasn't actually the material, it was all the energy coming towards me at the time. It was I was just way too nervous. Even Melissa, Melissa wasn't allowed, the universe wouldn't allow her to get to the venue. Like everything went wrong with her car. And like, okay, where I need support. But she tapped into it, and she actually tapped into the audience because I was way too nervous. Because it's it's that flying time. However, apparently all right, then you have to see me. There we go. Yes, the winter beard. And apparently 3 comics want to work with me because I was talking about my 9/11 stuff like that. I did my classic Roman joke. Did you know that 7-Elevens have been around for thousands of years? Even in Rome, they were called VIIXI. Yeah, the room didn't get it.
And everyone had Nike, and everyone had Nike shoes back then too.
Oh, well, yeah. Strangely enough, you still needed a translator when you walked into them. But someone up the front goes, oh, 7-Eleven. And the member of the crowd got the laugh because I made them think by using Roman numerals. People learn Roman numerals. How else do you think you understand when a BBC show was made, what year it was made?
Or any American movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or the Super Bowl.
Yeah. What the hell's a G? Super Bowl G? What's going on?
Yeah.
And of course, you need to know, like, once we break out of Roman numeral time, you have to know Roman numerals so you can break out of time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's I past VI. What the hell does that mean?
So we've got some weird stuff going on in our greater conspiratorial political world. Russia has pegged the ruble to gold.
Oh, hang on.
It's sounds official.
That sounds like a good idea. What's going to happen now? Because like, if they're trying to push Russia away, like, even when Facebook is banning and even Pornhub, we know serious times when Pornhub says, "Hey, we're not doing this." Is Russia going to turn into a utopia in 12 months because they don't have McDonald's, Facebook, Pornhub? Like they've actually got money.
You got
back.
A good point. You got a good point there. Okay.
It's like people complaining, oh my god, it's so harsh on the Russians, and like from the alternative conspiracy world, like that sounds like heaven.
Okay.
Well, apart from the dictatorship, but
well, the pegging of gold to the ruble, and they've also said that European gas companies that are buying gas from Russia have to pay in rubles.
Yeah, well, see, they're just following the line.
Right. The ramifications of that is the West has lost.
Yes.
Period.
I think Putin actually said that. I saw in the headline.
Yeah,
that,
he lost. They lost by forcing Putin to peg the ruble to gold.
Yeah, Putin said the West has lost without a shot being fired, and it was the West's point of view. Now I know we're not Sith Lords, so I'm not talking absolutes. But it's like, oh, humanity did this. I don't remember the meeting. I'm like, fucking, I would use hemp to create plastic. Where's my vote? But the leadership, which is totally corrupt. I mean, did you see Biden this week where he's not respected in the White House by everyone else? But it's the corruption at the top has actually got to the point now. And of course, they'll blame us, the people that the general public. And it's like, well, like saying, oh, but that saying, the populace gets the government that they deserve. Well, no, there's election rigging. So how
the population gets the results that were paid for?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Look, there's receipts. Yeah. And actually, no, from saying that, I realized from a spiritual point of view, it's like, no, it still makes sense because we allow the corruption to continue. Right.
So I want to point something out. So what Russia did, it actually pegged 1 gram of gold to be equivalent to 5,000 rubles.
Ooh. Now, what does that expand on that?
What that does is it stops metal market manipulation. If gold goes up, Russia wins. If gold goes down, globalists lose.
So what does the Bank of England do now? Because they're the ones that always set the prices. And of course, they've been manipulated for eons.
So there will need to be regular gold transfers between banks. Banks have been doing virtual gold transfers and making derivatives on gold that was never really physical transferred from one place to the other. All that's going to come crashing down.
I wonder what Max Keisner's response to this is, because remember, he's been doing this, since 2014? He's had this campaign of actually getting people to buy physical silver. Yep. Because if you do that, is it Goldman Sachs will collapse? One of the big...
So JP Morgan is the big in the silver,
That's the one, yeah. So I haven't watched Max for a while. He's very, very enthusiastic. But I'm sure he's having a ball right now because you can see the manipulation in the markets. Once you've made something real like this, I mean, I didn't make that connection with by tagging it to the ruble and the price. It's a no-win situation for the corruption because it's like, well, either way you go, we win.
Right. Either way you go, we win. Now, short term, the European Union is trying to figure out how it can work around the sanctions. Right now, of all the sanctions that have been put in place of them, they're really only 30% of the sanctions are actually doing anything. The rest are benefiting Russia. Russia has a $380 billion gain since their stock market closed and reopened after we supposedly shut them down and cut them out from everything. Their stock market and their ruble have jumped back like, somebody who was shot in the head in Wolverine heels. Pops the bullet out. Russian bear, stand up. Bullet, nothing.
But now angrier. People have been sharing that meme of we're shutting off the Russian pipelines for the gas and fuel, and that will take down their economy. It's like, well, you did test it with the Keystone pipeline just earlier, so you've already destroyed that economy, and so they're doing that equivalence thing of I found it funny.
Yeah. Now, another thing in the news, we had a massive hack of another blockchain Bitcoin type company.
Oh, okay.
$600 million.
Which is a drop in the bucket, but still.
Well, the thing is, it's now happening 2 to 3 times a month now.
Yeah.
The last one before that was 1.8 billion. 1.8 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. Your blockchain and cryptocurrency is not secure. And if you talk to the real crypto gurus, they have all said that since the day blockchain came out, that it needed additional mechanics put onto it so that it would have holes closed on it.
Well, my perspective from the very start, I don't know if it was my 9th dimensional self or just my 3D brain, and it just sounds like fiat currency on digital, because it's backed by nothing. It is purely belief and faith from humanity that says Bitcoin is worth $63,000.
Right. It's faith.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's because
That's
we
faith.
all agree. Yeah, it's like, okay, Terry's an idiot because we all agree. It's like, well, he passed high school. None of you did, you know. It's
So Hunter Biden's laptop, mainstream media is going to do whatever it can do to keep it suppressed.
Again,
no matter how hard the Republicans try, the media will keep it suppressed. And it's a matter, do the Republicans try to impeach Joe Biden just before the election, which is the same thing the Democrats did to Trump. Okay.
Because for what Joe did, it's fascinating. They impeached the wrong person the first time,
right? And then they impeach
Trump.
and remove. Exactly. What would happen to the Twitter blue check, purple haired social justice warrior if he got kicked out? God, the meltdowns.
Oh, the meltdowns already started with Elon Musk, like the Washington Post, that lovely satire comedy article website. They're actually saying Elon Musk is a threat to free speech on Twitter.
Right.
Like, right. Now, have you heard about there's lockdowns in China? Have you heard anything about that? Is this
Shanghai and another city, so it's like 45 or 48 million people on unlimited lockdown. There's no date in which they're going to undo it, and they can't go out and get food, and they're welding people's doors shut again.
Now, is this because the Ukraine altercation is losing its power, so they're bringing back COVID in?
No, this was breaking out at the very beginning of the Ukraine disaster going on. The first signs of COVID in China was trying to cover it up. Because remember, the Olympics just ended.
Yeah.
Okay. The Beijing Olympics. Okay.
The Winter Olympics. Yeah.
Yeah. The Winter Olympics just ended, and they are having a massive breakout, and they're trying to cover it up to the rest of the world, but they can't. When you close down Shanghai, people don't go to work, and the world stops.
Yeah, because that's like Shanghai's up there, like Washington, New York, or London. It's Moscow. It's a major global.
Yeah, it's a major global distribution center and manufacturing center.
Yeah, because that's where there's
all the top five. All the top 500 Fortune 500 worldwide have offices there.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's basically the office for the East. Yeah, because of China being so big. Yeah.
It's like New York and San Francisco combined into one.
Oh,
yeah.
A lot of visions going through my head. Did I tell you? I think I told you, like, I noticed I'm doing, I've improved, or codes have changed. I tapped into my third eye for a moment, and instead of being DVD quality, it was like 4K quality. Like, I was more impressed with the resolution of it. Like, look at the colors and the rendering.
Yes. So with that being said, in our modern world, I'm going to ask you once again to put on your non-psychic political conspiracy hat. What could potentially come for us in the next month? Or two or more?
Collapse. I don't know how that would be, but a collapse. I don't know if it'll be natural or if it'll be forced. Because just there's a currency on the planet that is backed by physical material. That's going to be a game changer, because how is the fake money going to deal with actual tangibility with the ruble and gold? And also now gold, what will happen to that price? Because as you said, if they do anything with the price, Russia wins. And obviously Russia actually has gold. Now, who hasn't got gold that says they do? Like, is Fort Knox empty? Is it just like a museum to Goldfinger?
It's holographic gold.
Oh, yeah. Bit of tungsten.
It's just a hologram. Not really there.
Yeah, and like people are saying there's food shortages. Like,
yes, we are going to see really hard food shortages. And I'm just saying light shelves or empty shelves. I'm talking shortages. No tomatoes for an entire season for some parts of the world. There just will not be enough to go around.
Well, apparently there's some issue with oils like sunseed oil, because the Ukraine, that's where they have that stuff.
A huge producer of it. Yep.
Yeah, and there's a natural thing if we don't go into weather wars. In the Philippines, a coconut harvest was taken out, so coconut oil.
Yeah, they had a blight. They had a coconut blight there. Yes.
Yeah. So nature's helping out as well. So thanks for that.
Well, that happens all the time there. It's just they've made these giant farms that are all only using the same type of plant, and there's no diversity. And inevitably, a blight was going to come in and wipe out everything.
Yeah, even the flooding here in Queensland and northern New South Wales. Queensland's the not breadbasket, but they grow a lot of food up there because of the sunshine. What's the damage from flooding? I bought a head of lettuce, which was only this big. It's small. From Aldi, which is usually cheaper because that's the way they roll. It was $4.69 Australian.
Wow.
But they're usually like $1.80 or something like that.
Yeah.
And but that's the only green leaf I eat. So I bought it, but it's like caviar. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. But the price things are going up and down. Like our fuel was over $2, and then the government said we'll cut the fuel excise by 22 cents, and so it's dropped again, and it's yo-yoing up and down. And what was the other point that I had? I've gone blank. Oh yes, 2-minute noodles. You boil noodles for 2 minutes, and then you add the sachet. That used to be for a packet of 5 in Aldi. It was $1, and then it went up to $1.20. It went up 20%.
Yep, and it's going to go up more.
Yeah, and so what is the goal here? Do they want humanity to go to revolt? Like, I don't understand. Obviously, it's about control and everything else like that. But I'm a human, and I know humans. Hello. We're not going to go okay. You know what I mean? It's like people are going to. If people lose everything, they have nothing left to lose. What do you think? Are we going to go into a French Revolution Part 2?
With the other teams?
Well, I don't know. I don't think it'll be that hardcore. But I know we're not a fan of violence, but if we're not given any other option, yeah. Sorry, I'm still on a cruise line or in a different dimension.
You see, I'm just going to point out my perspective here. So many people rush to think civil war and collapse. Now, whenever we have a global disaster and everyone's got to look onto it, you see the same thing. People still coming together to help each other.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's a common thing. When we have disasters here in the States, we generally take care of them, separate of Katrina. Okay?
Yeah.
But that showed an incompetence, and the government has not been that incompetent since.
Yeah.
Okay? So the government is a few steps above incompetent when it comes to that. But ultimately, collapse, we forget about the interconnected. Example, if the city of Los Angeles were to have some kind of bond collapse, do you know what that would do to the rest of the world? The city of Los Angeles is like the 7th largest gross domestic product compared to the rest of the world. It's that big.
Yeah.
There are 30-year bonds that if they go to triple Z junk, it wipes out investors everywhere.
Yeah, like
the
Hollywood.
Same thing with New York City, the same thing with any other city that was built on drug money.
Yeah. Well, what is the extent of the Team Dark and the corruption in the financial system?
Well, we know they're propping it up right now because they don't want these little pet projects that they've been nurturing for decades to fall apart. Each of them wants their own little fiefdom, but to get to that fiefdom, there has to be a series of mini destructions so they can carve the wealth out of people, so that the wealth stays with the 1% until finally the wealth is with the 0.5%, not 1%.
Yeah, so I mean, the poor keep poor, but realistically, apart from death, there's a level of poor. Like you can go down
Sure.
apart from that. Now, the other way though, it could be 0.0001% having everything, because it will just get, it's like a pyramid. It just gets smaller and smaller and smaller as they keep going. Because what, in the 90s, I'm going from a Living Color song, 10% have most of the wealth. Well, what, by 2000, it was down to 1%, like with Occupy Wall Street and, you know, the 1%. But now it could be the 1% of the 1%. As you're saying, it's like they're going to squeeze the people below them.
And over the next few years, they're going to put the squeeze on everything.
Yeah. So now there is that the backlash where I know in the United Kingdom, people that are had of enough of the corrupt system. I'm saying it that way because the system on paper looks good. It's the corruption that destroys it. But people are creating their own system, which is very similar to the original system. There's a story that a farmer was told to get rid of all this milk, and he thought, no, I won't. And so they just put it on Facebook, and it was gone in a day. He sold it less than the stores, but made much more money from it. And everyone just came around and got. So there's this element of natural community happening.
People are innovating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of going
And
the old ways.
that will happen during the collapse too. Yes, the big cities are going to have challenges, but we won't see collapse into the same form of global depression.
Yeah, we won't have
vanity, right? The vanity will stop that. It may take several collapses for us to get to the Mad Max level, but even still, Mad Max was a nuclear war, and the oceans got burned off.
Yeah,
we're a long ways from that.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, and to quote the band Tism, if anyone's referring, you know, most of us are nice, and like as you see with now I could be wrong, and please correct me. Looting really just it's like an American thing during a disaster.
It's a sport.
Yeah. So like,
who can get the most? Who can get the most and post it on Facebook?
Yeah, they film it like, you know, how did you catch it? You're live streaming, but like, the floods here, where the government a week and a half later, oh, should we do something? Everyone was banding together. I was following the Veronicas and the drummer from Cog. So my music tastes were showing me videos on Instagram how everyone came together. They were building makeshift bridges across creeks, which were only a foot wide, but now 18 feet wide, and everyone's working together. And then the government came in and probably stuffed everything up because it's all red tape and bullshit. But that's the spirit of humanity. Most of us are nice, and we'll work together and we'll help each other.
Yeah. All right, Monty, we're going to call it an end of the show. You want to give a way for people to go to get a hold of you?
Yeah, Wafer Thin Entertainment on YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble, as well as BitChute on Twitter. I'm at Real Monty Dean. If you want to go into that battlefield, on Facebook, Monty Dean, as well as Wafer Thin Entertainment. I have a weekly show at 2 a.m. New York time on Revolution Radio. If you don't want to wake up at that time, the show is actually archived on all the video platforms. And I pop onto the comedy show with the Galactic Historian every fortnight or 2 weeks, whatever comes first.
And yes, we've been noticing that the comedy show isn't always comedy, but sometimes you just got to switch it up. And that's the comedy of the switching up. Sometimes we just got to let it flow. All right, everybody, we will be back next Friday for a comedy show. All right, Robert, take us away.
Bye.
Each different bubble of reality is true.
A galactic historian is a person that looks at all the lines of dramatic karma.
Nudge, nudge, it's the holy grail.
Improvise. Mysterious.
It's counter psychic intelligence.
Why is DNA farming of this star cluster so important?
Because we do manifest our reality. We do create our reality.
Let's create, let's co-create, and let's change this world with love. No matter if you're from Alpha Centauri or Earth, we all began with the same birthing process. We live in a limited point of view. Living the mystical life daily is about striving for the unlimited point of view. Each day, each human being gets an infinite amount of choices. Living the mystical life daily is about facing obstacles and challenges. The level of awareness that you are working at means you have a responsibility to be equal with it. How does one truly let go of expectation? You can make the moment that you wake up to the moment you go to sleep sacred. The keys to success: choice, 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 and choice.